everyone, and welcome to my latest adventure. We're here at this new location for us, just on the outskirts of Bath. You can probably hear there's quite a loud flow of water behind me, but it does settle down as we go down around the bend, and we've got quite a long stretch ahead of us, so we're excited to see what we might find. We're going to start taking a look now. It is pretty clear, but it does get deep in some points, so we'll try and have a quick scout around now, let you know what we can find, and then I'll bring you back shortly. Hi, so we've just made it across the deep bit to a sort of more shallow bit here, and that's going to be our sort of base for a minute. But I have spotted my first sign of a bottle here. So I don't know if you can see, it's a bit murky, and I don't know if it's going to be modern. This is the first sort of find really, but let's have a look. Oh, look. And it's got something on it. Let's see what it says. Oh, it says Woodward Chemist, London. Actually, I think I found one of these before, you know. Isn't that great? So that is a really good sign that there is stuff here, and look at it, it's in pretty good condition as well. So I'm super pleased with that. Take that home and clean it up and add it to my collection. And let's get looking and see what else is here. I've just been doing a little bit of digging about under the water, and buried in the sand is this. I've never found anything like it before, but actually if you take a close look at it, it's got something sheared off the bottom. And it looks like some sort of pewter, it's almost like a goblet shape. I wonder if that was the stem of a goblet. So I wonder, I mean, I don't know, let me know what you think, guys, if you've ever come across it before. That's what I'm hoping it is. But let me know what you think. I'm pleased with it anyway, isn't it sweet? So yeah, we're going to keep going, have a look round. Haven't seen any signs of pottery just yet, but that's okay because we're sort of looking through the deeper bits at the moment. So we'll catch up on those, I'm sure, when we get into sort of the shallower bits like these. So I'll bring you back shortly, see what we can find. So this is the waterfall that we've just come in from, and we're just going to kind of follow it down. That's what the noise is in the background. And we did wonder whether anything actually might make it over there, but it has. We've started to find things already. You've seen a bottle that I found, and I've just started to find some little pieces of pottery. So there's my first tiny piece there. And I've also found this, which is made of clay, some sort of ceramic or something. It's hollow. And it's a really odd shape. It looks like the handle of something, but it's not something I've seen before. So, again, let me know if you think you can recognise that and what it might have been part of or to do with. And I've just spotted another little piece of pottery just here waiting for me, look. So let's have a look at that together. Well, look, that's a really nice piece, isn't it? A little dainty blue and white pattern on it. So that's it, my first sign that there's some pottery here, so I'll keep my eyes peeled and just let you know what else I can find in terms of pottery shards, always my favourite, and we'll go from there. A few more pottery finds for you, a nice piece of sort of blue and white there, and then some patterns. This one's nice, that pattern there looks like someone on a boat to me, so I wonder what that would have been when it was complete. Hi, so here's a quick catch up on some things that I found while I've just been pottering around the shallow bits. Some nice pieces of pottery, look at that, that's a really old plate there, isn't it? With a nice sort of design on it. This is a lovely piece with a nice green pattern on it. I like to find the green actually, it's a bit more unusual, isn't it, than the blue. So yeah, pleased with that one. My first piece of pipe stem here, so keep my eyes peeled for any more of that. I like to find that. This is really nice, Ryan picked this out actually. Looks like the top of an old sort of bottle, doesn't it? An old clay bottle. Maybe it's a jar. And then this is really bizarre, and it looks like, we spent quite a lot of time trying to work out what it was, and it looks like it's the bottom of some sort of old ornament or something. So I imagine that was the base, and sadly just sort of sheared off there, but it probably stood on that bit. And if you just look there, it looks like it's got sort of would have two crossed legs there, so it was obviously some sort of animal or figurine or something. So yeah, really odd. I'm not sure how old that is actually. But we have found similar things, sort of bits of old ornaments. So yeah, how intriguing. I'm just going to head off this way now, around this sort of shallow bit. It's quite clear there. So I'll bring you with me. The Peroni bottle's not mine, by the way. But I'm just going to have a little look around this bit, so I'm going to bring you with me and we'll see if we can just find any small pieces of anything interesting. definitely a piece of something, isn't it? I wonder what it was. It's lovely and clear on this bit, isn't it? Is that a bone? Oh no, look, it's another piece of pipe stem. It's good. Almost just got the heel on it there. It's nice. Oh, I can see something here. Let's have a look at this. Oh, this is nice. Nice flower design on it, look. It's lovely, doesn't it? This is too obvious not to pick up. Look at that. I love that. Beautiful, isn't it? What a colour. And look, just next to it, another small piece of pipe stem. It's good. That also looks like a really old piece actually, doesn't it? I think it might well be, you know. A bit worn. It's cool. Let's go into the sandy bit. You always have sort of luck here of things poking out, and this doesn't even need much investigating. Oh look, that's beautiful. I found a piece similar to that actually, with the sort of beveled edge before, although I think it's a different pattern. And I like that when you can see the edge of the shape. It's got a nice design on it. You can see the edges are all clay, so just be careful. Just a plain piece. I do sometimes keep those just because the mosaic that I plan to start making, I'm sure I'm going to want plain white pieces, so not as interesting perhaps, but this is interesting. It might just be a stone with a shape, but it definitely looks like it was designed, doesn't it? Isn't that odd? Oh, I thought that was I thought that was a tree, but actually look, it's the frame of, it looks like a bike or something, motorbike maybe. Imagine that's been dumped here. I was avoiding it like it was a bit of tree. Okay. Do you guys have a look as well when I'm filming under the water? I bet it's hard not to, isn't it? How tiny. A golf ball. I won't keep that. I'm not a player myself, but okay, so I'm going to head out a little bit deeper now, just go through this main track back up and keep my eye out for any bottles, and I'll let you know what else I can find. So I did manage to find another bottle, and again, I'm not really able to age this. I must get better at my aging of bottles. But is it modern? I don't know. It's got sort of a recognisable shape, hasn't it? Can't see any writing on the bottom. And it's still got this on it, but that is absolutely stuck there. So I'm not sure if it was intended to be or if it's just got caught there over time, perhaps. I actually quite like the shape of that. Let me know what you think, old or new. Thanks, guys. So I've just found this buried in the sand, and I'm pretty sure that this isn't that old. I think it's a fairly modern, in fact, not sort of massively well made sort of candle holder or something. It's still an odd thing to find. Maybe it has got a bit of age to it. It's obviously been knocking around the river for a while, hasn't it? So there you go. Ryan's just found this beautiful thing, look, and I absolutely love it. It's a really old retro comb. So I'm not sure what it's made of actually, whether it is plastic or pre-plastic. But look at that design, isn't that just a super sort of retro design? Don't see them like that anymore. And it's actually sort of quite weighty for what you would expect. A bit heavier than you'd think. But isn't it beautiful? I really love that, and I'm going to keep it and put it as part of my collection with my old nail varnish bottle, which I found a few months ago in a different video. So that's great, isn't it? Let me know what you think. So here's another find, which is a bit odd and not something we're going to take home. But look, someone's obviously lost this further upriver, and it's just floated down and it's sat on the bank. A vape machine. It's like an e-cigarette if you're not familiar with them, an electronic cigarette, and you put the sort of nicotine in there. So how odd. I wonder how far that sailed. So we're just going to head back up now and try and go to the other side of the bridge. But Ryan just spotted this and put it out on a rock. It's a lid of an old milk urn. So it is pretty agricultural around here, so I guess that's been knocking around a while. So here's another odd piece of pottery. I wonder if it was sort of the bottom of something, or maybe a lid actually. It could be the rim of a lid, couldn't it? But I would have quite liked to have seen what that was complete. Shame. So forgive me, I'm having to shout slightly over the noise of the water because we're heading quite close to the waterfall now. But look at this, an old wheel just out on the rock. And it looks pretty old, doesn't it? You don't see them like that anymore, right? I don't know how long it's been there, but there we go. And then two nice pieces of pottery as well. Bit of an old plate, it looks like, with a really nice brown design on it. So I'm going to take that with me, and I'll put you back now till I'm back on safer ground. See you in a sec. Hi everyone, so we're just heading upriver from where we were previously with the waterfall. You can probably hear that there's a road bridge here, and it is quite sort of murky here, and it's not sort of particularly nice to stop and look around. We're heading somewhere where we think there's going to be some more finds. However, we have stopped because we found a couple of bottles on our way through that are just probably worth showing, because this one's quite nice. This says along the top Sanitas, it looks like, and then it's a disinfectant. So I'm quite pleased with that one. See what I can find out about that and see if I can age it. And then there's another one just here, which Ryan found, which is this one. So this one needs a big clean up, but around the bottom, sorry, I'm not sure if you can see very clearly, it says Brook and Prudentio. So I don't know what that is, but I'm sure I'll be able to look it up and try and find out what company that was. And on the bottom it's got the nice B&P there, look. So yeah, quite pleased with that one. See what we can find out and let you know, and then we'll bring you back when we're at the other site and we've got some more finds. See you in a sec. Here's another interesting find that we found on our way upriver. This is an old metal sign, and it's for Marshfield Farm Ice Cream. Perhaps some of you are familiar with it. It's actually made just on the outskirts of Bath. The dairy's just on the top as you come out of Bath. So this is quite fun. Don't know how it's ended up here, but I actually quite like it. So Ryan's just found this little jar under the water. And again, this is another one that we're not sure if this is new or old. I can quite imagine it having had some sort of face cream in it just, a couple of months ago, but equally it being quite old. So let me know what you think. Hi everyone, so you can probably see that we are back at home now. We did intend to go a little bit further upriver, but unfortunately we got thwarted by a patch of brambles, as I can, and I didn't come off particularly well, so I didn't want to get back into the river at that point, but I'm fine, don't panic. So I'm just going to do a quick roundup of the best finds that we found today. So there's this one, which you saw, this is the Sanitas disinfectant. I found a great advert for Sanitas disinfectant from about 1890 or something, and it was used for sick rooms and household use, mouth and tooth wash to prevent offensive breath. So it was obviously used for a bit of everything, which I quite like. It's obviously pretty early, although I think this bottle was probably a bit later. I'd say sort of early 1900s. What do you think? But still, I quite like that. It's quite nice to have a bit of history, isn't it? And the old adverts are one of my favourite things to look at, so that's good. This I really like as well. This is the Brook and Prudencio bottle. You see around the bottom there the name and the B&P on the bottom, and I really like the shape of that one, and I've just done a bit of research on that. And Brook and Prudencio were a soft drinks manufacturer based in Bristol, and they sort of traded between 1889. They went into liquidation in about 1921, but someone took over the company and traded under the same name till about 1960. So I don't know how to sort of date this bottle, but from the top it looks like a pretty old one, doesn't it, I'd say. So that's nice, a nice bit of local history attached to that one as well. They had a great big plant on Newfoundland Street in Bristol apparently, and some great pictures and writings on them on the internet, which has been pretty cool. This one I'm still not sure about. I said to you, we don't know sort of how to age this one, or if we can. I'm just sort of intrigued by this. It looks like it might be old, but who knows, maybe it's recent. It's quite like the shape of it. And then this is my Woodward Chemist London bottle. It's had a bit of a clean. So I have found one of these previously. I think I said when I pulled it out, I thought I sort of recognised it, and here it is. I've been through my collection, and this is the one that I'd found previously. So you can see the older one, the one that I found on another trip, is not a screw cap. It obviously had a cork in it. So this one's obviously a sort of later version because it's got the little screw cap there. So I don't know what that means in terms of age, but it's quite nice to have a little pair, isn't it? So I quite like that. So there you go, a few bottle finds for today. Hi guys, so here's the final few of my finds. There is a cat in the background just determined to be in the video, so we'll just keep an eye on him. So I brought him a few pieces of pottery. I'm trying to get a little bit more ruthless about what I bring home. I actually didn't find that many on this trip anyway, so I just kept the real best pieces. This nice bit of the green pattern on. A couple of blue pieces. I really love this old clay piece. It's actually got a really beautiful blue colour on it. It probably needs a bit of cleaning up because you can't see it so well at the moment, so I'll give that a bit of a clean. These two that are obviously from the same piece, that nice sort of brown, almost Art Deco design. And actually I'm not convinced that this isn't from the same item because it's just got the edge of that same pattern on, hasn't it? Although I can't quite work out how it would have fitted together yet. I think this is the top of an old clay, maybe sort of a wine bottle. And then I love these willow pattern pieces where you can just see sort of people or patterns. That looks like a man carrying something off to me, I think. And then this is, look, looks like a boat, doesn't it? Someone's on a boat, which I think is just great. I love that. Absolutely love this comb. It's one of my favourite finds, actually. I'm sure that at one point it would have had some really beautiful sort of pattern or embellishment along the top. And it just would have been a fine item in its day, wouldn't it? And it's just still got such a look, hasn't it? So I'm going to give it a bit of a clean up, and I'm going to keep it. I'm really fond of that. I'm totally intrigued by this. This is clay. I know it looks like a sort of plastic handle from a fork or something, doesn't it? But it's made of clay, which is what intrigues me so much. I just can't work out what it was. It obviously would have had a sort of symbol of some sort on the top there. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. Help me out with that one because I'd really love to know. And then finally this. So, I mean, it's kind of bell-shaped, isn't it? But I like to think that at one point, the bit that's sheared off at the bottom was some sort of goblet or something. Definitely could do with a bit of cleaning up too, couldn't it? So let me know what you think on that also. I'd be intrigued on your thoughts about whether that is what it is or not. And perhaps what it's made of. It is sort of metal, but it's hard for me to work out what. So yeah, give me a shout, I'd love to hear. So I'd also just like to say 600 subscribers for us. We've gone sort of well over that now, about 630 I think. I never thought that that would happen, so we're super pleased. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Do please leave some comments on my videos. I love to hear what you think and get your feedback on stuff. I'm sort of learning as I go from you guys. So thank you to those of you that do, and please do the same. And if you want to check me out on Facebook, I've got a Lucy's Larking Adventures page, and I'm on Twitter at Lucy Larking. So we will be out again in the next few days. Sorry that we didn't make it much further on this trip, but we'll definitely be out hopefully in the next few days or at the weekend, and we'll bring you with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you. Bye.